Hello, 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 everyone. It's lunchtime with Anna. So, it's Wednesday. How's everyone's week been going so far? I hope it's good as mine has. I want everybody, and I want to remind each and every one of you guys that we are broadcasting in 57 countries and nationwide. I wanted to make quick reminders to everybody, aside from this being National Poetry Month, which I have a wonderful panel. I think it's a 5 or 6 of them coming in today. I also wanted to remind you guys that it's National Autism Awareness Month. Let's keep these families in your hearts and in your mind. And, just a simple, hey, how are you? They might need it. I also in awareness for all children that have been abused in every shape, form, or matter. This is National Child Abuse Awareness Month. So please keep these babies in mind. Reach out to one of them. You never know, you could be saving a life. So I wanted to remind you guys of that. Also, elevated shift. I'm sorry, and I lost my train of thought there. My shirts are made by Samori McPherson, and his email is elevated shift embroid at gmail.com. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say his number, but I'm going to say it just in case it's easier for you to reach out to him that way. It is 321-591-8475. Please be sure to reach out to him and get a shirt done, a custom shirt. He does all of mine every day. So, Christy, how are you doing? Because I see you're on here already.
Good morning. Hey, well, it's not morning, is it? Yes, it's morning for me.
It's afternoon for us over here.
I'm still at the 11 o'clock hour.
I know, girl, I know. So I wanted to let you know, I do have somebody named Etha who I had here last week. And I read another one of her poems, so I was like, hey, can you please come back? That she had posted. Etha, are you on the air? Etha, did we lose her? Okay. While we're waiting on her, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll ask you these questions since I have you here with me. Christy, what got you into poetry?
It was an escape. I used to always like words and how words play and how you can use them to say things. So I've
Mhm.
been writing ever since I was a kid. Like I remember in third grade writing them little 2 or 3 line poems. Like
That's
roses are
what you
red,
were
violets are
laughing like
blue.
it was your worst ever. Was it? Was it your worst ever?
I think it was the worst ever because it's a kid mind. I remember writing about crazy things.
But you know
But
what? Those are the best ones. Did you save them?
I did save them. They're locked away, far away in a in a tower, never to be found again.
They're locked away. You know I'm gonna push you, right? So get all of those together and make a book. And I'm your biggest cheerleader, and I'm gonna be cheering you on daily.
Right. I remember I wrote one I was 16 and I was like really mad at the world. And I say, forget 94 because it forgot me. That was the way I ended it.
And now this is my next question. Hang on one second, because I think Etha's there. I think for some reason we're having technical difficulties. She can hear me, but I can't hear her. Let me try again, because she's calling and she's in a totally different hour. Etha, are you there? Etha? See, so I think we're having technical difficulties. So, I am Christy, going back to you, I am going to push you to start that book from your first little third grade poem. I'm gonna be like, y'all, she got a third grade poem she ain't telling y'all about, and I'm gonna push it. And you know what? I'll be happy to interview you. I'll be happy to help you. I'll be happy to when we do our book your book, um, artist signing. I'll be able to have you come in as a guest and sign your books for your fans or whatever. Um,
Awesome.
so what is the plan like in the future that you plan out of seeking all of this? Like, do you really like, we're joking about the book and everything, but do you plan on like actually making a book or making a movie or helping somebody or doing something, in more ways than one?
Yes, I am planning on writing a book. And I already have a title. It's called Lost in the Midst of Rainbows. And what it is, it's going to be a lot of my literary work because a lot of my work is because I was searching for something. You know how they say that a leprechaun goes behind the rainbow and they find a pot of gold. So often we as women, we look for that pot of gold either in a man, either in our jobs, in our children, but we always searching for that goal at the end of the rainbow. But
Exactly.
sometimes we get lost because we chase so many rainbows that we don't chase the right one. And at the end of the rainbow is no pot of gold. It's just hurt, pain, and anguish. So that's why I wrote the book called Lost in the Midst of Rainbows off of my experiences that I had in my life that were traumatizing or that led to different hurts, just like that song says, Lord, deliver me from myself because I continue to hurt myself because of the decisions that I made. Hello.
We lost Anna. We lost Anna for a second. So keep talking, Christy. And
Um, so that's what really got me to want to write a book is because I was like, I want to share my story with those who may experience those same things because I hear all the time people sharing their stories of their abuse or their loved one, and sometimes you pick up and read something that someone has been through, it kind of make you feel better in knowing that you have a way out because if they got out then you can get out.
Absolutely. And I always admire you because I know you just have so much to tell and you just haven't told us the half of it. And I can't wait. And I want a sneak peek um, at it. I normally don't ask for sneak peeks, but I want
You'll
a
be the
sneak
first.
peek.
You'll be the first. You can have all the sneak peeks you want.
I want to cheat. I want to cheat because I want to be able to, tell people, look, this is what, it's all about and have you come in on a one-on-one. That would be wonderful. I'm going to try to see if we got Etha back online. Etha, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yes. I'm so happy you're back on. That had me a little bit worried. I'm so sorry about that. I think we're having technical difficulties again today. Before we get started with your poem, I wanted to ask you, what was it that actually got you into poetry?
Well, I was listening to the other young lady, and my story is pretty much the same. I was a very young girl when I started writing, being an only child, and
Mm,
I did a lot of reading, so I just started writing my own little stuff, and I've been doing it ever since. I
that's so awesome.
also created my own publishing company so I could publish my writings because when I tried to go to the largest publishers, they wanted to edit it to their satisfaction and I refused. So I started my own, I have a newspaper background, so I just created my own publishing company and published my own things.
I have told everybody that I'm dying to interview you, me and you one on one, because I have heard the story and the listening audience is listening to bits and pieces of it. But your story is so incredible that it should get every writer out there, whether it's poetry, whether it's arts, whatever it is that you do, go for it. And she couldn't, you couldn't have it said that better. Um, Also, my next question for you is, well, you really answered all of my questions. Do you plan on letting out a new book? Do you plan on letting out a new book, or is this just something that you're going to continue writing?
I have written about 8 to 10 books already and put them in print, but they're only on my company. And right now we broke, so we're sold out. But anyway, I enjoy doing it. I love challenges.
And did I mention to our listening audience that Miss Etha Gray is a full young, 83 years young? And I am so honored to have you here because her talent. Would you mind giving us your poem and reading it for us right now so that we can go ahead and get you started?
Okay, this is dedicated to some friends of mine in Biafra, Africa, and it's called Ode to Africa. Africa, my Africa, with your fertile green valleys and dry desert sands, your bouquet of small and great animals roaming across rich and desolate lands, your people struggling to survive generations of political, spiritual, and emotional rape of your most inner bowels down to the shores of your most outward cape. Your precious metals and gems stolen, ripped from your veins, leaving deep, gaping sores, and you reeling, groaning, and suffering from your pain. Your people divided, frustrated, and struggling. Ooh, my, sorry about that.
It's okay.
My computer did something stupid. Okay. Your people divided, frustrated, turned against each other, mutilating, killing, tearing down, trying to rule their own brother. Mothers cradling dying babies against their plague-filled breath, weeping, wailing. I'm having issues with my computer.
It's okay.
Sorry about that. Let me get the book. Okay. Weeping, wailing, praying, and welcoming the release brought by death. My heart bleeds for you, Africa. My sweet Africa. I am descended from your seed. Anna, I'm not doing it today. My computer the screen keeps flipping, and I can't keep up with it.
Do you need a break, or would you like me to come back to you?
I need to come back because I got to figure out why my computer is scrolling like this.
No, you're fine. What we did here,
and go to someone else.
of course, what we did hear of it was absolutely beautiful, beautiful, and thank you for that. And I will come back with you. Next in line, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said that's okay. Maybe by then I'll have the computer fixed.
Of course, Miss Etha. And next in line, I have Eric. Eric, are you available? Okay, I don't hear Eric. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, next in line, I have Curtis. Curtis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Curtis. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm dying to hear. Well, first, I'm going to ask you what I've asked everybody else. How did you get into poetry?
Well, I hip hop.
And I was waiting to see who was going to say that because hip hop is poetry. Go ahead.
Right. Who are some? What's your question? Who are some of my influences?
Well, who has been some of your influences? What got you into poetry? When did you start writing poetry?
Well, I started rapping in '86. My cousin Ron was like my biggest influence as far as somebody that I could see, I could physically touch, I could spend time with. Um, my cousin Ron Henson was a really big influence on me as far as hip hop is concerned. Um, uh, the brother was always he was always pro African American before it was popular. You know what I mean? And I guess that was because he was related to not only Matthew Henson but Harriet Tubman. But when I got into hip hop, my greatest influence was Rakim. And it always amazed me how he used words and metaphors and analogies to create thought. So those was by far Rakim is to me Rakim is the greatest rapper alive. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
so I just listened to him and I changed my style. I started writing poetry just on a humbug. I don't write all the time, but every once in a while, if I get inspired, I'll write a poem.
Okay. So go ahead and go at it. This is, by the way, everyone, this is Kurt. This is my right-hand man to We See You Human Justice Organization and a very dear friend of mine. So go ahead, Kurt.
Well, I wrote this poem a few years back. It's called PFNS. PFNS stands for God, Father, and Son. And it says, how is it that you can occupy my mind through so many hours of the day? Although your time has lapsed and your hourglass is shaken away. See, the ends that justify my means are a strong identification, and it can't be measured by no chromosome test for great sex without protection. Nah, it's all measured in threes, and there isn't one without the other. But what's real weird, y'all, I got it from my mother. Always listen to your daddy, no matter how things ebbs and flows, even after seeing how bad it bruised your nose and bloody clothes. So yeah, I listen to his metaphors, analogies, and figures of speech with a disdainful taste of disrespect for what he had to teach. He used to say, son, the time gonna come where you can't accept crumbs no more, because crumbs don't feed a family for sure. But see, I ignored that charge with a blatant disregard and commenced doing my thing. Until that moment came, I found my wrist chain and I'm standing in a thing. Just then, I heard a soft and gentle tone that told me, you remember them crumbs he told you about? And I won't leave you alone. See, I'll be standing here strong, no matter how powerful the tide. And when your footprints are washed away, I hope you down the ride. And just then, I realized exactly who I was and what I needed to be. And I also realized that the light that I was trying to guide was the light that was leading me. G, F, and S, God, Father, and Son.
That was absolutely beautiful, Curtis. Absolutely beautiful. If somebody needs to contact, huh?
No, I say it was. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Curtis saying something. Curtis, if you don't mind, I want everybody to stay on air because at the end, I want everybody to please go ahead and explain how it is that we can reach you because, again, we're heard in 57 different countries and across the nation. Now I'm going to go on to the next person in line. Alyssa, are you on air?
Hi, I'm on air. Hi, guys.
Hi, Alyssa. Good morning or good afternoon. It's lunchtime with Anna.
Yes, good afternoon.
She's just got the sweetest voice. I did hear some of her work. Um, I want to ask you a quick question. When was it that you got into poetry, and what got you started? At what age did you get started?
I actually started writing poetry in the fifth grade. So poetry has been very much a part of my life for my entire life. I just, when I wanted to express myself, poetry just came naturally. So it wasn't anything that I had to research or look for or stumble upon. It just kind of came as a natural way of self-expression.
Sounds good. Now, do you have any plans on writing a book or anything like that? I'm going to ask each and every one of you guys this because some of you guys I know you all personally, and some of you guys I'm just going to ask because I'm going to continue sending texts to boost you to write your book.
Yes, I need the push. So I am working on a book. It's called Confessions of a Sunflower: Poems of Liberation. I've been working on the book for actually about 5 years now. I keep putting off the release date because I'm kind of a perfectionist and I want it to be the right time. And I keep going back and changing things, adding, taking away. But Confessions of a Sunflower, Poems of Liberation is kind of a coming of age poetry book. So it's all about coming into one's own and what that looks like and what it means to be a Black woman living, moving throughout the world as a Black woman, a young Black woman, and just capturing all the nuances and the moments of what that looks like through poetry.
And if you guys didn't notice when I made the commercial, the cover that was on there, that was actually Alyssa's. So I just wanted to make sure that that was on there and that that's a motivator for her to finish her book and get it published and out there. Alyssa, go ahead with your poem and so that they can listen to it. And I wanted to see if you could stay on air when everybody gets done so you can give your contact information in case somebody needed to reach out to you.
Sure. So this poem is called I Am a Black Woman. I am a Black woman. My mother's veins stretch through the soil of the rich earth. I was birthed in the blood of my ancestors. Her womb, vast and all-encompassing like the near side of a new moon. We welcome the tide and drift across the night sky, intertwined with the rise and fall of yin and yang. I move with liquid bones as morning dew pours through my soul, capturing a fluid pose, like a ribbon free to mix and mingle with the air and lacking inhibition. I am rhythm personified. I am global music, intense and fired up to the beat of the universal drum. My eyes cast light in a dark wood, and ghetto children beam with pride. I am a Black woman, deeply rooted in world history. See, many have tried to hollow out my soul, but I am full with the nectar of God's grace. Chip away at the layers of me to reveal sweet sap that flows like a river. I am a vessel made sturdy and strong to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders. I am a revolutionary, inspiring the elevation of my people so that they may glow unapologetically like rose gold underneath the glittering sun. I am a Black woman. My hair defies gravity. I am Afrofuturism, a galaxy. My heart a prism of intergalactic consciousness existing between past and present, into inception and back again, where kinky hair goes to unthought of dimensions. Did I mention that I am a Black woman, a diggable planet, bearing offerings of copper and stardust on my ankles like bells. I am a feather left behind from the wing of my ancestors who flew from bondage, whipped against the wind into existence. I am the invisible black girl. The ones with the bamboo earrings, the twists and curls, the ones who look out and save lives just by keeping it real. The neighborhood she-rolls wearing bubble coats as capes, the ones who are not immortalized into statues, but live through the poems we write as tributes. I am the seed sown by the hands of my foremothers, the ones who braided rice between the follicles of cornrows so that we could eat, giving new meaning to the term protector style. I am the wild hope of the ones who starve to feed new generations. I am the exclamation of their prayers. My skin is lined in lyrics of Negro spirituals. The irises of my eyes are hieroglyphic visuals. I am an heirloom of the Most High, a prize and divine individual. See, we are Black women. Unity is in our fabric. We know love like the backs of our hands, though they may be bloodied and bruised. The slight touch of our fingertips can heal the world. I am Black girl magic, effervescent and basking in the glow of the glory against my face. I am a jewel, a flower in the wild made to bloom wherever I am planted. I am peace and new age liberation with an ancient spirit. I am the literature on weathered papyrus. I am the stone of the pyramids of dust and gravel underneath my nails. I am justice served cold. I am a sight to behold. I am a Black woman, the progeny of a people who survived.
Wow.
Awesome.
Wow. I know. I keep reading all these comments. Wow. Because I'm broadcasting. They really liked yours. Not to say that any of them are different. They're all good. But I think you should be getting some people contacting you after the show. Please stay online so that they're able to contact you and have contact information for you after the show. Great poem. Next in line. Sorry? Next in line, I have Devin. Devin, are you there?
Yes, I
am.
Can you?
Devin, go ahead and start with your poem. And this is Devin Jordan. I know him from church as well as on a personal level. He is a friend of mine, mostly through social media, as most of us meet, but I have met him in church. So Devin, go ahead. He's a great person, and he's always writing poetry. So, I had to send him an invite. Go ahead.
Okay, so this one is called She Is. She has locks, waist beads, tattoos, and a scepter. She knows her sun and moon signs. She says, I say often and means it. She says grand rising instead of good morning. She burns sage in different reefs, owns crystals, and as you notice that
I'll go up you too.
She's spiritual but not religious. She's sweet, loving, forgiving, and honest. She owns hair wraps that will make Erica Badu jealous. Her eyes are like fall golden honey from the rarest breed of bees on earth. She dresses sexy when the occasion calls for it. She's a Black woman, so her skin glows in the sunlight and emits its own light in the presence of the moon. She takes spiritual baths. She has manifestation jars throughout her home. She meditates often. She doesn't walk. She floats to me. She's in touch with the spirit world, and if nothing else, she respects it. Her energy is joyous and infectious. Her presence can be felt through walls. She boasts a smile that will make God and the devil blush simultaneously. That's a reference to the good and bad inside of me. She is tantalizing and always on the tip of my tongue. Her body freezes me frequently in disbelief that I could be so lucky. Her frame should be framed. She is constantly knocking on the door of knowledge and teaches me as soon as she knows for sure. She is stunning from every angle. She is everything anyone could possibly hope for. She encourages me and speaks life into my being. She's aware of my weaknesses and shortcomings, and still she loves me unconditionally. She doesn't get upset. She gets frustrated because at times I fail to remember I am dealing with the Supreme Goddess. Her touch heals. Her heart and mind pierces through souls with intuition. Her vibration is equivalent to ocean. She is the dream of a million men. I just hope she doesn't leave me when I awake. That's called She Is.
All right then. She is.
Nice.
Okay,
Awesome.
now I see. I was wondering who was on here. Did I miss somebody? Devin, that was excellent. I'm gonna try to get back with you because I know he's got like two more that he would like to find the time if we have it to read. Because some things have been set back a little bit behind. Devin, you've also been getting some great compliments, and I'm gonna go back and through. Okay, so that just so that everybody knows, and I think I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the show, through DKM Radio 1.1 is where we're airing. I'm also airing from my lunchtime with Anna, but you're not able to see everything from the radio side. You're only able to hear your voices through that. So you guys can share it either through the DKM, which is what we prefer, the DKM 1.1 radio, or wait, I'm sorry, DKM Radio 1.1. And you guys can probably see a lot more of these comments aside from what I'm seeing over here. And, you know, because we can't really see, we just know it's Facebook users that are giving the comments. Next up, I'd like to welcome Eric. Eric, I was fortunate enough from somebody who does work at DKM Media Group and Associates who actually tagged me on one of his posts. And I had to send him a request and ask him if it was possible at all for him, and I know it was short notice, for him to make this possible and come on and read some of his poetry, because I wanted to make sure that we had a lot of diversity and, you know, as many as we could. I was actually looking for a child and I couldn't get one on time. But for National Poetry Month, I wanted to make sure that all this talent was out. And please, if there's anybody that knows how to, you know, get these people in touch with the right people, be there and help them out or direct them in how to do it. That's why we do these shows. So Eric, first I'm going to ask you, when did you start doing poetry?
Oh, I've been doing poetry as long as I could talk and write. So my mom says I did my first one when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I'm not sure anybody else would call it poetry, but she did. So,
and that's all that matters. Us moms know. I bet you she saw that talent when no one else saw it.
all that mattered.
So, and then, so I know that you're into film, and because we did speak of this, and you're into production, right?
Yeah, I honestly, I decided the best way I could think of calling it is I'm a storyteller. A lot of times I storytell with pictures or with video, and then sometimes I use words. So it just, whatever platform varies at the time.
He does. He does also deal with the foundation. It is on my page, and I did share it just so that you guys know. He can probably go more into detail with that, and you guys will have a way to contact him. I also wanted to tell you, Eric, let you know that, oh, I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I got so excited thinking about all the stuff that you do. Oh, so Eric is also in the middle of writing a book that he's never really let out, or is that how it goes too? So yeah. Everybody on my panel, just so you know, me, Ana Quiñones, I'm going to be sending each and every one of you guys a motivational text at least once a week. I don't care how annoyed you guys get at me. Are you guys working on that book? Is it over yet? Because then I want to bring you guys back on the show, and I want to have you guys come to our book, your book, for the author, so you guys can actually have people come in and sign your books. So I'm excited about that. So Eric, are you ready to take the floor?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, I started writing a book when I was about 14 or 15 years old, and then yeah, life kind of got in the way. You know, there's jobs and college and all the kind of stuff that gets in the way. And then by the time things weren't in the way and I could have probably published it, we won't talk about how old I am now. We'll just say that it was long enough to know that it was still really difficult to do. It was very expensive and
29.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with that. So yeah, I mean, I still haven't done it. I'll be honest. I haven't done it. All I've done now is just start to recollect some of the stuff that
Awesome.
Some of the stuff that I've been doing for a long time, and my goal was this year, before the year ends, to actually publish a book of poetry. So if you want, I'll tell you one of the first ones I want to get out there in it. It's called Adopted Sons. You know, I tend not to write nice poetry. My wife asked me a long time ago if I had written about anything about her, and I said no, but that's a good thing, because generally for me it seems like poetry came out of a place of loss and confusion and things I was trying to work through. So every once in a while you'll find something a little light, but most of the time I'm kind of looking for the depth in the light, or I'm trying to get through something dark and find some light in it. So this one is a little on the lighter side, but it's called Adopted Sons. I remember when your eyes smiled. They lit the heavens when you heard my name. I can still hear the skip in the beat of your heart when I walk in. You put the moon in the night sky, had him watch over me as I slept. Now I'm the moon and the stars in someone else's skies, and I look for the song and dance in his eyes. So.
Awesome.
That is absolutely beautiful. I know that you had one more to read, right?
Yeah, sure. I can
go ahead and go with it. And you know what I like about the way you say you write it? A lot of times we take poetry, and that's why I say, like Curtis, I hope he's on air. And still, a lot of times poetry was just taken out of this or that, you know, positive things. But when you see in the hip hop world, it was, you know, actually poetry was what the struggles that they were going through. So I can admire what you're saying, and I understand it, because I'm a lover of all kinds of music. Yes, I am in church, and yes, you know, now it's more gospel, but I do love all kinds of music, and I do love the talent, you know. So go ahead, go with your next one. And
sure.
Whenever you're ready.
This one is super short, yeah, interesting. So it's called Jasmine.
It's called what?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. Uh-oh.
You took your hand and you took your shoes from our closet, but left behind the sound of your platform steps as you walked away. You forgot to take the smell of jasmine from my sheets, but I kept the words to the song.
Mm.
That was deep.
This is a Christian show, y'all.
I can read right in between the lines. I need to do some poetry for some of the things I've been through. Eric, I want you to stay on air with us because I want to make sure that they get your contact information. That was absolutely beautiful. And like I said, please, you guys go back and look at the comments, because there's things that's being written that I can't get to actually while I'm on air, and I'll continue answering them as I can. So on the other hand, the next person that I have coming up, his name, who is my mentor, look at the way he's looking, who is my mentor and a dear friend of mine, Raheen Ajame. This poem makes me cry. So see, I got my tissue ready, just in case.
Yeah,
it is the most beautifulest, and I'll tell you guys something before he gets started. This poem, if you've been through what he's talking about, you will totally understand why I cry. I'm going to try to not cry this time, but take it, right?
Okay. I'm just gonna play
She
it.
gonna cry.
She's gonna cry.
Mama, where's Daddy? Why is he never home? Why when I wake up in the morning, why is he always gone? I had a play at school last week. I looked out and he wasn't there. Please tell me the truth, Mama. Does Daddy still care? He told me I was his baby and that I should always believe that he will always be here for me. So, Mama, tell me, why did he leave? I know you two used to argue. I remember you used to fight. But in my prayers to God, I asked him to make things right. I believe that he will do it and bring Daddy back home. Don't worry about it, Mommy. We won't always have to be alone. Daddy promised for Christmas that he will give me something I like. Do you think for real, Mama, that he show up with that bike? Or will he buy it for that other child, in the house where he stays? How can he say he loved me and never come around? Grown up have some silly ways. Will you ever leave me too, Mommy? Will we ever be apart? Please don't leave me, Mommy. You are my only heart.
Wow.
She cried.
I cried. It wasn't as bad as the first two times I heard it. Oh, thank you for that, Raheem. And he's got a few other good ones. And Raheem needs to let out his book. He never responded to me. I don't think he's got a book out. So I'm gonna start. Huh?
I have two books I've written.
You do on poetry?
No, it's fiction.
So he's got his fiction books, but I'm gonna force him on the poetry. Poetry, you're gonna be added to the list. I'm not I'm not gonna be part of the poetry writing because that's not my talent. But I did write a book, which I haven't published yet. However, I am waiting for a reason, but I am almost done with the suspense book right now as we speak. So I'd like to see if, before we go to the next person, Etha, are you ready to go now, or are you still having technical difficulties?
You know what? I can't get the computer to operate correctly, so I'm going to just read a short one from the book, if you don't mind.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, and since it's still Poetry Month, the name of this poetry is called Poetry, and so I'll read that one in.
Okay.
Poetry. Poetry is reason and rhyme, a song written on the sands of time. Poetry is a young bird, a wing in flight, a bright shining star lighting the darkest night. Poetry is the cry of a newborn babe as he takes his very first breath. Poetry is one who's full of years, quietly exchanging life for death. That has not been set up. Poetry is an old, tired, wrinkled face with years of knowledge embedded deep within its soul. Poetry is a triumphant cry of one who through struggle has finally reached his goal. Poetry is a mother holding her suckling babe tenderly to her breast. Poetry is the sun shining in the east and sinking slowly in the west. Poetry is the wind, the rain, even life's stormy sea. Poetry is all the things we don't understand, but yet has to be. Poetry is the air we breathe, the songs we sing. You see, poetry is everything. That's it, Anna.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
And Etha, I will be contacting you, and there's two other people I will be contacting once we get off air today, because I do want to give you guys an hour. I just want to wanted to make sure that I did get this panel on, and of course, I have my shirt on for National Poetry Month, because it was to me very important that people get recognized for their talent out there, and that there's actually a month to dedicate to them and to their talent. Devin, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I'm looking for Devin. Mr. Jordan. Okay, so Etha, can you please give me a way that the users can okay, hang on one second, Etha. Caller, go ahead with your name and your question. Whoever we have, what's the last four that you have on there?
It is 8489.
Oh, okay, 8489 I know is Alyssa.
Okay.
Okay, Etha, is there any way that the viewers can contact you in any form after the show?
On Facebook, Etha Gray on Facebook. ETA Gray.
Yes, and you guys can also contact her through my account. She does have some pretty good posts. I do have her on my Facebook, and I just appreciate, because I know I think you're about 3 hours behind from me. You taking the time to call in, and I'm doing this for the show. You could stay on because we're going to go into our next segment soon. Christy.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't
yes,
see
ma'am.
you. So
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
So I wanted to see, with this being coronavirus, I thought to myself, what better way to end the show today? Of course, I have one more segment after this, but to have something said about the coronavirus. And of course, we all know Christy. We all know our beautiful Christy we love so much. She without a doubt volunteered, let me say something about this, which I think we need that right now. Go ahead, beautiful lady.
I'm just going to read this poem, and it is about the coronavirus. I really thank Anna for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Here we go. COVID-19, what does that mean? Destruction, isolation, desolation? Is this our new nation? I pledge allegiance to a stimulus check, employment shipwreck, regret, a half-witted president. Wait, don't breathe, don't grieve. A new pandemic, bubonic, Chinese flu, a new war on us. Wait a minute, we've been fighting, we've been surviving, we've been isolated, we've been broke, we've been broken, yet we rise, yet we rose. Welcome, white American, to your own destruction. The end.
So, and that was Chrissy's coronavirus poem, and I love each and every one of you guys, and thank each and every one of you guys for taking out of your time. Stay on air, because I'm going to go into my next segment. Is Kira on the phone?
Yes, hello.
This is my wind up Wednesday friend and motivator. Man, when I need some motivation, I know who to call and who to have a good laugh with. And I did that before the show this morning. We laughed a bit. Kira, happy Wednesday to you. And what are your words of inspiration that we all need with everything going on?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. And everybody's poems were great. So thank you for sharing them. So today is Wind Up Wednesday. And I just want to remind everyone that as you go through your day and your journey, to remember your purpose and remember your peace. Be smart, use wisdom, don't rush, think of your true priorities, be faithful, be true, and to follow through. And I just said all of that because, as we know, the current events and things like that, a lot of people are in a panic, in a frenzy. They are, wanting to jump and do things, not sure if they should do things. So just those key points: be smart, use wisdom, don't rush. Again, think of your true priorities, be faithful, be true, and follow through. And most of all, remember your purpose and your peace.
And there you have it. I love it. She gets straight to the point. She says what she's got to say, and that's that. let's start with the panel. Well, actually, Chris or Kira, I'm sorry, it's a lot of you guys here on air today. Kira, can you please give your contact information, what it is that you do briefly, so because I got a lot of people to go through.
Quick, I'm a life coach. I'm also an author and an actor, as Anna would have me say. I can be reached on Instagram at Coach KD, like Kira Devon, or my website, kiradevon.com.
Okay, and next on the panel, Alyssa, are you still available?
Yes, I'm still here.
Hi, Alyssa. Thank you again for taking out of your busy time to come on air real quick and, give this time to shine for, everybody for National Poetry Month. Can you please give your contact information? I don't recommend you giving anything personal unless it's an extra line or anything that you have, but contact information for yourself, any websites or anything like that that you do have available, please.
Sure, my Facebook is Alyssa B. Black, and you can find me on Instagram at Alyssa Brianna. Brianna is spelled Brianaa.
Thank you for that information, Alyssa, and I appreciate you so much for coming on air and, taking out of your busy day. Devin, are you still on air?
Thank you for having me.
I'm sorry?
I said I appreciate you as well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Devin, are you still on air? We lost Devin, didn't we?
Yeah.
And so Devin, if you guys need to reach out to Devin, and he does a lot of really good poetry, please get on mine. Of course, if you guys are on here, you guys know how to reach me. You guys can reach me through LiveMe, through Instagram. It's my last name, Quiñones, first name, Anna, 47471, or I don't think I have a Lunchtime with Anna. You can reach me under Lunchtime with Anna via Facebook page, or you can reach me via my Anna Quiñones regular Facebook page. I think that's it. If you guys really need to reach me through the Human Justice Organization, the WeCU Human Justice Organization, I probably will not answer. You guys can call me at the number, which is 321-252-8084. Also, what am I missing? So that's Devin. If you guys need to reach out to him, please reach out to me, and I'll make sure that I forward him to you, because he's also very gifted and talented. And I know that he works a lot during the daytime, so he took some time out to do this real quick. Eric, are you still on air?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you please briefly tell us how to get in contact with you, anything that you have going on that we can go ahead and, the listening audience would hear, and anything like that, please?
Absolutely. So yeah, if you get my name right, I'm pretty easy to find because there aren't many of us. So Eric with a K, Krefeld, but it's pretty easy to find me with either Get TV Live, which is gettvlive.com, or aokpictures.com. Either one of those are both film production companies that I work through. We also have our publicist, which is Indie and Ink Music, which is pretty easy to find me there. And then there's a foundation that I work with, which is the Starfish Foundation. And we kind of work with another program called Story to Screen through the foundation, which is just basically giving kids an opportunity to learn filmmaking. And so yeah, kind of a little all over the place, but I'm pretty easy to find. Just put me in there somewhere and you'll figure it out.
So he wears a lot of hats, and I really appreciate people like you, and I like people like you around me. We will be in contact very soon, because you have some very great causes that I'm all for. I'm all for children. I'm all for doing the right thing. I'm all for love. I'm all for all of that. So I will be sure. You guys, please contact me if you'd like to get in contact with him, because I know sometimes on air it's a little bit hard, but I will try to tag everybody on the feed so that you guys are able to reach out to all these people. It's very important. You never know what it might take to. And as you can see, Eric's involved in a lot of stuff. You might want to reach out to him.
Right.
So
It gets weird too, because my wife is a singer and she's got an audience all her own, Prana Songbird, And so between my wife and myself, we're pretty easy to find.
Awesome. And I'd love to meet the wife. So we'll be in touch and we'll talk about that very soon. And I just appreciate you taking out of your busy time, because I know you're busy with all those hats you wear. And we'll be in touch very soon. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Anna. Thank you.
No problem. Curtis, are you still on air?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, hey, Curtis. Can you give the listening audience a way to contact you? And I know you do a lot of stuff too with your film, your acting, and all of that.
Well, yeah, mine is just rather simple. You can look me up on Facebook, Curtis McNeil, Baltimore, Maryland. I'll pop up. You can also get me on Instagram. It's Curtis.McNeil12. You can also reach me via telephone. My phone number is 443-801-1302. 443-801-1302. You can call me. You can also reach me through We See You if you need to. Anna has all my information. Anna, you have my permission to pass that information on. That's basically it. I mean, I'm just look out for some projects I got coming, and I mean, just enjoy. Life is the expression of art, and art is the expression of life. So enjoy life and art. That's it.
Thank you for that. And I'm not bragging, but I do have the best VP anybody can have for any organization. That is my right hand man. He knows, man, and he calls me. I call him, man. We find a solution. I don't think we've been so busy trying to help inmates and stuff through this whole coronavirus, just making sure they had sanitation. So as simple as that seems, it is a very busy time for a lot of us that we're really trying to make a change in this nation, you know, for as many people as possible. So please keep that in mind. Am I missing anybody from the panel? Christy, is she still there?
No, she said she had to take off, but she did read the feed inside the chat, and she left her information there for you.
Okay, so for Christy, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance. Okay, so for Christy, her contact Facebook is Christy, Kristy, last name Marshall, Marshall. She says you can always email her at Doris, DORIS, JCEASAR@gmail. So I guess it's Doris SJ Caesar, right?
Doris J. Caesar, yes.
So that's what it looks like. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys. Raheem, what's your contact info?
DKM Radio 1.1 on Facebook. Best way to get me. DKM Radio 1.1 on Facebook. Send me a message right there. It'll come straight.
That's right. And I promise he'll get back with you. He is my mentor, probably one of the best, most Christian people you'll ever meet, has a heart of gold. And I truly admire that with him and his wife. They're great, wonderful people. So anyways.
Remind me to send you the check for saying that later. Remind me to send you the check. The check is in the mail for saying that.
I want my check. So it's 1 o'clock. God bless each and every one of you guys. I will see you guys next Wednesday on Lunchtime with Anna. I will be having a panel of different Christians. And when I say Christians, different religious beliefs, but how we all become one, especially in a time now as what we're going through with the coronavirus. God bless each and every one of you guys. Love each and every one of you guys, and take good care of each other. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.